welcome to another edition of Cooking with Lily and Generoso. I am not Lily, I am Generoso.
I'm Lily.
Yeah. And today we're doing a dish that's normally served during the spring when the peas are harvested. I'm talking about Risi and Bisi. It's rice and peas done the Italian way. For you Jamaicans out there, you may be slightly confused at the preparation here. It's not rice and peas like you know it. It's the way we do it. And you're going to need some basic ingredients. It's a fairly quick dish to do, and its preparation... Yeah, I get a little crazy sometimes with the length of my dishes, but this one is going to come out a bit like risotto in that way in the preparation, so expect that kind of time while making it. Let me show you what you're going to need. You're going to need about a half a cup of ground Parmesan, figure about that amount, a half a yellow onion, about 4 cups of peas, fresh or frozen. We were lucky to get some really nice ones. About 4 tablespoons of butter. This is about a half a pound of bacon. If you can find pancetta, more power to you. We only can find bacon today, so that's good. Los Angeles seems to not have a lot of Italian products. I assume that has to do with suppliers and what have you, but they're hard to find good Italian products out here. It's a little strange. This is 2 full cups of Arborio rice. Don't use any other rice for this dish. Its creaminess is mandatory. You're going to need about 7 cups of chicken broth, some olive oil, some pepper, some salt. We got some nice sharp knives, and a deep frying pan to make this happen. So we're going to do a little tiny bit of prep work, and we'll be right back with the first steps in making your Risi Bisi. It's coming up soon. So what we have done, not a lot of prep. We've cut up our bacon into small, probably like inch-sized pieces. Lily's been sweet enough to mince up our onion, And now what we're going to do is we've been warming this pan. We're going to take about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter.
And turn on our air vent.
So we don't blow up the house again. All 7 cups of vegetables of the chicken stock are on very low heat. That's going to come into play in just a little bit. With the butter that we're melting, we're going to add about, I'd say about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Yes, that runs this dish, as it does many of the Fiero dishes, and that's why I need help. Alright, so while this is starting to warm up, we're going to add our 2 favorite ingredients. The bacon. I know, what are you doing, Gene? Butter and bacon. And onion.
So that's what makes Arborio good. I guess risotto is good. Because risotto without fat is what?
It's not fun.
No.
Fat is fun. Alright, so we're going to mix all this jazz up. Now, we're not going to brown this. We're just going to keep it in there for about a minute and a half or so. We're going to spend a lot of time in this pan, so we don't really need to go hardcore on it. Let this sit for about a minute, and then we are going to add our rice. So we'll see you in just a moment. And welcome back. So it's been about a minute. As you can see, the butter is completely broken down, and everything is starting to cook up, and it's not brown. We're not browning this. At this stage, we are going to add all of our Arborio rice. Stir that in nicely. Make sure the butter and all that bacon fat gets in there in a very beautiful way. You want the rice to have flavor. At this juncture too, I would add a goodly amount of pepper. And I'd say about a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to let that fat seep in. I know the smell is
so
really
good.
Beautiful at this juncture. Okay, and let that sit for about another minute, and then we're going to progressively start adding the chicken broth. And that's what's really going to make the dish really exciting. So we'll be right back. So for about the last minute and a half, I have been letting the bacon and onion and Arborio rice kind of mingle with one another, and it's getting a nice color to it. So with that amount of time, we're going to start adding our chicken broth. Now the way you want to do this is you don't want to dump all the chicken broth in. Take a ladle and add it. just like you would like a regular risotto. Stir it in. Wait till it evaporates. It's gonna take a little bit, just keep stirring till the water dissipates. Now during this time, and again, it's a really nice rice, it's very creamy, but it needs a certain amount of time to kind of get into the rice and mix with all that fat. Alright, that's starting to dissipate rather nicely. Let's go back, get another ladle. And you may be wondering, well, Generoso, how long do I have to do this for? Until that is empty and until the Arborio rice is just very slightly al dente, slightly. You don't want it mushy, obviously, but you also don't want it to be hard. So again, we're going to keep continuing this process of stirring, dissipating, and adding cups until we are done, and then we're going to go to the next step. This should probably take you about 30 minutes or so, 30 to 40 minutes of adding and stirring. So we've been going for about 25 minutes, stirring in ladle at a time of the chicken broth. Occasionally we take a bite of this, and after about 10 minutes you'll notice the center of the rice is still very, very hard. About 10 minutes after that, there's a little tiny hint of it. Now it's almost perfect. We're down to about a ladle and a half of chicken broth, and at this juncture we are going to add our friend, the peas. Now they're all in there. A beautiful bright green. It should really pop them up. Stir them into your rice. And again, we still have broth left, so we want all of this to kind of soak in and get some time to cook.
Look at this beauty.
I think it's very pretty, actually, but I think it's more about the fact that it tastes this beautiful smoky bacon flavor. We're going to add another ladle, and then let's go for another half a ladle of our broth. And we're going to continue to cook this until we find the rice, again, to have a little tiny bit of al dente, not crunchy, and everything has that flavor, and we'll prepare for the last step before we serve. Welcome back. So it's been about another 4 minutes. We added our last couple ladles of chicken stock. As you can see, everything is creamy. We've just taken a bite of it, and it's perfect al dente. So now we're going to transfer all of this to our big bowl.
Oh, wow.
Getting ready to serve out our individual portions. Do not waste a grain of rice, because it is too delicious. Here we go. Now that we've transferred it over, we're going to take all of our Parmesan. We're going to add it.
Wow.
It needs probably 2 more shakes of pepper. It's got more than enough salt at this point because of all the bacon and butter. Stir it in nicely. You can see the peas don't break down. They're pretty much intact. Oh, I know. This dish is incredibly not good for you.
Yes.
I must say it like this. I don't recommend every dish to be like this. We juxtapose that with Lily's wonderful food, which is not as bad for you.
No way. It's not true.
And we're going to give ourselves a few scoops. Serve it nice and hot.
Yes.
Again, I know it's tough in the middle of the summer, but it's beautiful around the year. Ladies and gentlemen, Risi and Bisi, I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know how yours turned out. Comment away here on our blog, and have a great, great, great evening.